1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hi, welcome to lessonswithtroy.com. I'm Troy Brenningmeyer. Well, in this lesson, we're learning my arrangement of the tune Angeline the Baker. We're in the key of D, and we're also in open D tuning. And as you can tell from the sample, I played this one on the Weissenborn in the sample. But for all you dobro players or resonator guitar players out there, you can play this arrangement as well on your dobro. Just tune it down to open D tuning, which is D, A, D, F sharp, A, D. So D, A, D, F sharp, A, D from your lowest to your highest string. You should be able to play this as well. We have a few new techniques we're learning in this arrangement. Most specifically, we're doing a strum, kind of like an acoustic guitar player would do, where we're doing down strums with the thumb and up strums with the index finger. And I'll show you what I mean with that in the lesson. And also, as you could tell in the sample, I had the metronome sound like a kick drum. And I'm going to show you how to slow that metronome down and how to really use it to lock in your timing with phrases of the song. So we'll be working closely with the metronome with this one as well. So go ahead and print out your tab if you're ready, and let's go ahead and get going learning Angeline the Baker in open D tuning in the key of D. Okay, so this first phrase is just going to cover the first two measures of your tablature, measures 1 and 2. And turn on the metronome. And it's set to 80. And I'll just play those measures just to get them in your head slowly. Here we go. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let me turn that metronome off. As you can tell, I'm doing a lot of this down strum and up strum with the thumb and index finger. Basically, just a little practice that you can do to get used to doing this is just think with your thumb, that's more of the bass notes, but you can strum all of them if you'd want. Just a light strum with your thumb, and then a nice light strum with your index, and try to keep them pretty even. And you want to make sure you don't get it at a weird angle and your pick fly off, but you're just doing a light strum with your thumb and then another light strum. And they should both sound pretty similar. So if I turn that metronome back on, okay, just get used to playing with your thumb. Now let's play on every beat now. I'm just playing with my thumb on every beat at 80 beats per minute. Okay, now what I'm going to do is, in between those beats, I'm going to put an up strum with my index finger. Let me slow that down a little bit. What you want to do is you really want to lock your rhythm in. As soon as that clicks, you're trying to just lock right in with that metronome. As soon as it clicks, you're doing your strum. You don't want to be below or behind or above the beat. And then on those up strums, those are in between, exactly in between each beat for the off beats there. So if you're counting this as quarter notes, your index finger would be eighth notes. So you'd count it 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. Okay, so there's the start. Now if we slow that down even more, that's 75 beats per minute. If I slow it down to 70, now we're going to double that up to where this is still the quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But now I'm going to do down and up strums on the 16th note. And that's putting basically four strums per beat. So you'd count it saying 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a... So that can get kind of monotonous after a while, but that's the idea, really locking those in and understanding how the rhythms work with that too. How if that's the quarter note, if you just cut it in half, you're playing eighth notes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and if you cut those in half and you say 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, then you're playing 16th notes, 1E and a 2E and a 3E and a 4E and a, where on every other note you're doing either a down or an up strum. Okay, well, let's get into this phrase here. The first measure, let's look at that. Okay, so you start off with just a strum, and you could strum, in the tablature I've written just your 6th, 5th, and 4th string, but you could strum all of them if you wanted. Okay, and then you're going to take your bar, tilt it up, and you're going to play 2nd fret, 5th string with your thumb, and then you're going to play that open 4th string with your index. Then you're going to do a quick open 6th string, open 1st string. So there's half the measure right there. 2, 3, 4. Here's what it sounds like with the metronome. 1, 2, 3, 4, and. Okay, now let's try to learn the other half of that measure. Okay, now that part, you're doing a pull off, 2 to 0 on your 5th string, right? 2 to 0. I'm playing that with my thumb to an open 4th string with my index. So what you want to do is you want to pluck it, and then with that pull off you get a nice crisp pop by pulling it straight back and letting your bar kind of snap off the string. Okay, because this is a little faster of a tune, sometimes I pull off at an angle, so I let my lower strings ring out. In this particular tune, I might pull straight back and get a nice crisp sound on those pull-offs. And you really want those to lock in with the timing as well. Okay, so after you do that pull-off on your 5th string, 2 to 0, play an open 4th string, then play your thumb on your 6th string to an open 1st string, and then a quick strum on all 6 strings. I know that sounds like a lot, but it's going to sound like this. With the metronome, that whole measure. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4, and rushed it a little bit. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2, 3, 4, and okay, so let's learn measure 2 now. Right at beat 1, you do an open 6th string, open 1st string, and let me just play measure 2 so I get it. You get it in your head. Let me just play the whole thing because it'll sound more like it makes sense. Okay, so okay, let me just show you that. Open 6th string, open 1st, 2 to 0 on my 5th string, pull off with the thumb, and then an open 4th string with my index. Okay, now on beat 2, or what is that? The and actually of beat 2. You're going to play your open 4th string, open 1st string, and you're going to do a hammer on 0 to 2, and then pull straight back for a nice crisp pull up. Just like that. Now don't overlook that. You want that to be as crisp as possible. So really, what I do is I hammer down with my bar tilted, so just on the tip of my bar, and then when I pull off, I'm going to flatten out my bar and just let it kind of pop off. And don't worry if you get a sound on this string. What you want to do is to avoid getting a sound when you do the pull off and you hit this string behind it, just twist your bar up so that you mute it out immediately. Okay, now for the last part of this measure, you're on your 3rd through your 6th string, so your bar is pulled back, so you have an open